What's up guys? Welcome back. So here's another video that's going to be 100% in English so that you guys can practice your listening skills. This topic was requested by you guys, so that is the reason that I'm making this video. And in this video here, I'm going to tell you about my trip to New York. So a couple of weeks ago, my wife and I were in New York. We stayed with my parents who live in the countryside of New York, and we stayed there for about a month. And it was a really wonderful trip. So I wanted to share with you some experiences and some photos from the trip. So the first thing that we did that was kind of a tourist thing that I have never done, even as a New Yorker, is we went to the Statue of Liberty, but like on the island of the Statue of Liberty. So we stood in front of it, my parents and I and my wife, about, I would say, 10 meters in front of the actual statue. It's amazing. I like to call it the Cristo of New York, and it was an amazing experience. And then we got to go inside of a museum on the island of the Statue of Liberty as well, that showed us the history about the architecture of the statue itself. After that, we took a boat over to Ellis Island. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ellis Island is or was the center of immigration in New York City. So in the 19th and early 20th century, any immigrant that came into the United States through New York had to go through Ellis Island in order to register themselves and become a legal immigrant in the United States. So my family and I went there, and we were able to find the original documents of my grandparents who came here from Ireland and in Italy. It was an amazing experience. Then we also took a drive, about a 2.5-hour drive to Boston, which for those of you who don't know, this isn't another state. It's a completely different state. We drove for about 2.5 hours. And we stayed there for a weekend with my wife and I and my parents. We went to the oldest restaurant in the country, which has been around for about 200 years. Has never closed since then. It used to be John F. Kennedy's favorite restaurant, and that was an amazing experience. We also went to the art museum, which was great. That was something that my mother wanted to do, but we were all really happy to do it. It was a great experience. We saw a lot of wonderful art and history, American history basically, so that was really interesting. And while we were there, we went to the USS Constitution, which is one of the oldest ships in the United States from the 1700s. So it was constructed in the late 1700s. I believe it was like 1797 or something like this, and it's still working. We got to go inside of the boat, and we learned a lot about the end of the Revolutionary War and what it was like in early America. So that was really interesting. Aside from these touristy things that we did, we just spent a lot of time with my family, ate a lot of wonderful food. The Christmas party, which is something that my mother is famous for. Once a year, she has all of her friends and family over at the house on Christmas Day and makes all of this wonderful food, like dishes with cheese and bread and meats. You know, it was a really wonderful experience to see all of these people that I have kind of grown up seeing, and I haven't seen them in a couple of years. This was our first trip in 2 years to New York. Other than that, we ate a lot of food. I gained a lot of weight while we were there. One thing that we ate a lot of was New York pizza, which was amazing. I will always say that New York pizza is the best in the world. No one can convince me otherwise, sorry. But so if you guys ever get the chance to go to New York, there's a lot of wonderful things to do. There's a lot of great cities to go to that are very close as well, if you don't want to only explore Manhattan. And there's a lot of just interesting tourist activities that you can do, and it's a wonderful experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you really did like it, please leave your feedback in the comment section. Also tag some friends there as well. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.